Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. We, the people of the future, are no strangers to miniaturization in music technology. Korg Volca's getting some, let's call it off-label use, the cognitive dissonance of Roland Boutiques, and you probably wouldn't want to have one of these on you when getting searched at an airport. Today we're going to talk about the Teenage Engineering TX6. This luxurious Swiss Army knife among microscopic music-making toys tailor-made for the doorless tool sheds of well-off and stylistically confident audio jet-setters has everything. Pristine mixing functionality, basic sound design facilities and a design approach that, depending on your social media bubble, will either turn you into a lifestyle icon or is deemed to be yet another indicator that we're basically doomed.
At the first glance, the TX6 is ticking all the insert joke here boxes. A minuscule universe of brushed aluminum covered with almost comically small yet multifunctional knobs. Six whimsical sliders for track volume. With a tiny mute button as a wingman each. Slightly larger buttons let you activate two FX engines, but more of that later. The display will make you wish for the cryptic front panel of an ancient 80s Roland Rumpler. Just like the aforementioned antiques, the workflow is menu heavy. Simple EQing, levels and mutes aside, even essential functionality like setting gains and pannings require you to step through a narrow corridor of options using the shift button. However, the per-channel DJ style filter is more than usable and the set and forget compressor is great for adding snap to drums. Metering is excellent given the size of the unit. As you might have already figured out, a device like this doesn't come with full-sized XLRs and 5-pin Midi, so compromises had to be made. While there is no physical Midi at all and you have to make do with Bluetooth and USB control, the cramped rear panel brought it to meme-worthy fame. Yes, it is true, many standard cables will block the neighboring input, so you might wanna consider buying official Teenage Engineering cable or an equally slim variety if you want to max out the channel count of 12. There is, however, a surprisingly generous 6.3mm master output with a nicely designed adapter, a freely assignable aux output for FX, and a headphone socket with a hidden mic pre for headsets or accessible using an adapter. TE didn't include phantom power for condenser mics. So much for boring technicalities, the two built-in FX are easy to come with bread and butter algorithms and some more fun stuff, but I didn't find a way to assign them to the numerous knobs. Most other features, which are plenty, can be found in the menu, which is navigated using Shift and the main encoder. Solo, knob assignment, saving and recalling of scenes and activating the ground lift is only the tip of the iceberg. You can use the TX as an audio interface in either 2-channel or 12-channel mode, select clocking sources including actual musical material fed into the audio ins. The unit is willing to talk to external card readers for doorless recording. There's a tuner, a master limiter and a DJ mode. In addition to this smorgasbord of mixer features, Teenage Engineering added a full-fledged TR-style drum machine and a very basic synth, triggered from the track buttons, Midi or preset pattern sequencer with randomization. The Synth is nothing to call home about, but it's a pretty nice drone machine for driving all the other people in your hip co-working space insane. The sampling/sample player functionality is much more interesting, with a maximum sample length of 5.5 seconds. can be triggered with the track buttons or the sequencer. Looping requires precision and discipline. As expected, this stylish feature-o-geddon doesn't come cheap, and prices in the 4 digits for a little mixer are quite an investment.
The TX6 is a rare combination of high-end audio centerpiece, multifunctional doorless toolbox and pricey lifestyle gimmick. Did teenage engineering find an untapped market, or is it yet another rage bait marketing stunt?
You have already heard a slightly unusual take on the Bad Gear intro tune. I had to improvise a bit to make the TX synth functionality work here, but the internal drum machine sounds really nice. Time to go back to square one and use it as an actual mixer.
Jams like these tend to accelerate my aging process. Although I found duct taping shady adapters to TE's posh cables aesthetically pleasing, it's certainly nothing you would want to deal with in a live situation. Just like the mute buttons, which were half broken right out of the box. I wanna know how the TX fares as a sampler and auxiliary drum machine in combination with a pocket operator and some random gear. Again, the main challenge here were the minuscule controls of the TX, which make it hard to build up muscle memory. PO clock and USB Midi sync are tight, and I appreciate the powerful routing possibilities. While I'm not a fan of the primitive synth engines, the drum generators are surprisingly awesome. Let's push them as far as possible in. Yes, I know the TX6 sound generators were not intended for creating entire tracks, but I'll do it anyway because I'm beyond caring, soul-destroying Muzak for corporate events, promotional video material, and AI versus human beat-making battles. Given the ongoing horrors of doorless jam videos with cam audio, it is safe to say that the world desperately needs products like the TX6. Easy to use, seamless integration into a smart device environment, and powerful enough to act as the backbone of a home studio. However, although these criteria are more than met, I found the overall user experience to be frustrating. Horrendous price and minimalist audio connectivity aside, the lack of physical MIDI, the menu-divey workflow and gimmicky front panel make it seem like a design study, not something I actually want to make music with. While not as insta-worthy as the TX, I would probably stick to a blue box, a simple field recorder, or maybe even an RME babyface. There is this ongoing debate on whether teenage engineering is a gang of trolls with an impeccable poker face or a truly visionary company. I've come to the conclusion that they are dead serious about their bottom line. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron, leave a comment what other kind of gear you would like to see and hear on the show, and use one of the links down below that support the channel regardless of what your bad gear gas commands you to buy. Thanks to all my patrons for supporting the channel, and welcome to the not-so-Vocoder shoutouts. As I'm currently preparing for a Digitakt 2 workshop, I thought I'd take a deep dive into the sound design possibilities. Tier 4.
3D6 face. Candy shit. Load the racket.
Tier 6. Again, thank you so much for supporting the channel. See you next month.